For the last part of this chapter, I want to take a look at something that's maybe a little bit unexpected and something that you haven't really thought about in mastering, and that's reverb. Now, mastering reverb is really no secret amongst mastering engineers, but it might not be something that you immediately leap towards when building your first mastering chain. Reverb can be really useful in mastering for maybe expanding sections of your track that are a little bit mono or need an extra boost in the stereo image, but you don't really want to use a stereo enhancer possibly. It can also be useful for filling in gaps and setting sections back a little bit. Now, of course, you want to be really subtle here. You don't want to go overboard. I've been saying this and trying to hammer this message home all the way through building this chain. And you want to be quite careful about where you put this in the chain as well. Now, you could put it before the stereo enhancement or stereo control. I'm putting it right at the end, and this is going to be just before any final sort of limiting and dithering and everything else. Now, I've already built a preset here. I'm using the RV7000. You can see that I'm rolling off a lot of bottom end. I've got a little bit of high EQ boost here, and it's a small room. Now, you can go for larger reverbs, but I tend to find that the smaller ones tend to work better in these situations. So let's go ahead and dial some of this in. I'm going to put it on, and this is the reverb sound it's fully wet. Now, obviously, we're not going to use it like that. There's our dry sound. You just want to put about 15 to 20 odd % in there. Just opens things up a little bit. And it's going to work really well in the breakdowns. So if you find that it is working well in the breakdowns and that's where you want it, of course you can automate this. So remember that reverb really has got a place in mastering. Experiment with different lengths, with different types of reverb and different sections of your track, and experiment with automation as I've suggested. And you might just find it's just the thing you need to make your track sound more expansive and more sort of involving for the listener. So in the final chapter of this short course, we're going to finish up with limiting all-important volume and loudness control and delivering an export and dithering and things like this to make sure that you are giving your master to the next person in the chain at its very best.